Happy days, everybody. Happy days.
You guys are about to be really happy if you haven't heard it already.
Corin just found some delicious sour stuff in his bag. He was just in lovely California.
Some substance in my bag. First off, outside of all we're about to tell you with that shit, if my microphone doesn't sound better to you guys, I think we fixed the microphone problem, so I don't sound like I'm underwater or whatever. My shit might sound better.
We have microphone problems every other week.
I know. Actually,
scratch that. Every week.
I'm super excited to listen back to the first couple minutes of this episode just to hear if my microphone actually sounds better, because that's life-changing if it is.
I think it does sound a little bit better. I think it does.
So I have a beef with United.
What happened?
First off, I'm running on fumes right now, so if I fade out in 37 minutes, it's because I'm running on a timer. I had a meatball sub that was the size of right here.
Where'd you get a meatball sub from?
So I was out by the airport, O'Hare, and there was this Italian quick. It's an in-between fast food and also sit down, but they had a drive-through, which was weird.
Oh, you're definitely gonna shit yourself.
100%. But it took a minute for them to make the sandwich. So I give them the benefit of the doubt.
That is a better sign because it's serious. It's not like they had some pork sitting in there since 1987.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm always torn by these restaurants that have drive-throughs. I'll go to some Mexican restaurants sometimes, and they'll have a drive-through, and you gotta wait still 25 minutes for your food. I'm like, why do you even have a drive-through?
That's back in the day. Remember the diners back in the day? The drive-in diners? The burger joints?
You had to, Sonic does it. You have to drive up to the little thing.
And then you just chill there, and then you order a milkshake or whatever?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm a fan of that because it's misleading. It's not. You're not really driving through the shit.
Because we're used to legit fast food where you order in one window and you get it immediately. Sometimes I've been floored at how quick they'll get my Taco Bell or my McDonald's ready.
OD fast. I'm a fan. Are you a fan of the pay at the first window, just pick your shit up at the second window, or you want to do everything at one window?
Oh, pay at the first, go to the second.
You like that better?
Yeah, because you feel it's the same reason why when you drive to Florida from New York, you want to hop on 95 because it's just one straight shot, as opposed to going the way that the GPS wants you to go, which is faster, but it takes you on mad side shit. 95 is better, even though it takes longer, because you feel like you're getting more accomplished because you're just going in one direction and you're going fast. With the drive-through windows, you order at one window, you pull up to the next shit, you pay, you pull up to the next shit and pick your stuff up, and everything just goes so smoothly. Whereas if you order at one window, then you're waiting.
But it also overcomplicates shit OD, because I've had plenty of times where I've done the double window, I paid at the first shit, then gone to the second, and they've given me the person behind me's order, or they fucked up my order OD because there was that first initial step. So they've got more time to prep it, whereas if you just do everything at the one window, the lady could look at your there's miscommunication. The first person's taking your money saying, oh, you got a chicken sandwich, some fries, and a burger, and you're paying for that. Then you go to the window and she hands you just French fries and a soda with a fish fillet in your shit, and you leave not looking because you're just grabbing some fries out of your bag, and then you're home by the time you bite into your fish fillet, and you're tight as fuck because there was that double window.
I could see that, but counterpoint, it is type awkward to order at one window and then you just sit there, and then they give you hair just went in my eye. Fuck.
Oh, that's the worst. I have long eyelashes, and sometimes an eyelash will just be chilling in my eye.
Yeah, me too. Oh, that shit hurts. Anyway, so you don't think it's awkward as fuck when you just sit there? Because I feel like that's awkward. I feel like when I'm going 1, 2, 3, that it goes smoothly. It feels like there's a logical progression, and it's just do this, move to the next, do that, move to the next, boom.
I guess so. I also do that when I'm driving if there's a 25-minute traffic jam, but they give me some option to turn off, and I gotta turn, but I'm still constantly moving. I like that better than sitting in traffic and doing nothing. So, yeah, I guess I agree with you on that point where you're doing more shit, so at least you're all right, I gotta stop here, do this, and then it breaks up the waiting time that you had if that first window wasn't there.
Absolutely.
And it also looks suspect as fuck sometimes when you're driving through the drive-thru and that, because every drive-thru has that double window. Mm-hmm. But that first window sometimes like will have like cardboard on it. Like it'll look like a straight like homeless shelter on that first shit. Like they'll have mad cardboard boxed up on the window. Like
what gets me
next window.
What gets me is the double order spot where sometimes there's two places where you could order.
I hate that shit.
No, that gets me because there's mad times I pull up to the first one
mm-hmm.
and they're like, pull up to the second window. I'm like, oh. So I do that, but then there's other times where I'm like, no, I'm getting ahead of this. So I'll pull around, and if it's open in front of me, I'll go right to the second shit. And then sometimes they'll be like, can I take your order? And there was one time I pulled right up to the second shit, and I was just sitting there, and I waited like 4 minutes, and then I was like, hello? And they're like, hey, can I take your order? And like they just ignored my shit until I said something.
Oh, you're saying there's the double menu board.
The double menu board with the double, or you could order in each spot. Like they have the option to order in each spot.
Oh, I've never seen that.
What?
I've seen
You've never seen that?
No, I've seen the double menu. I've seen the first menu board, and then you drive to the second one, and they hit you with like a, well, it's first an automated thing. It's like, hi, welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you? And then you're like, oh, let me get a chicken sandwich, 2 burgers, and a fries. And then it's like some like regular ass person like, what'd you say? Sorry, I didn't hear you. And I'm like, you don't sound like the first person.
I never had the automated shit.
Serious?
No.
Nah, you just haven't heard that shit.
Maybe, but I don't remember.
It's like, hi, welcome to Burger King. Can we offer you 2 smoothies for $1? And you're like, nah, no, thank you. But let me get a chicken sandwich. And then it's like, nah, I didn't hear you. What'd you say, homie? And you're like, oh, what?
So maybe I did, but I just didn't recognize because like the gender of the person was the same as the pre-recorded one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but the double one where you could order in both spots, that throws me for a loop many times.
There's also the double drive up too, where it's like they'll hit you with 2 lanes, an outer shit and an inner shit. I don't know if they have this in New York.
That shit would give me a panic attack.
OD, because I get there before the person on the outer, but they order less than me. So they start to go, but I'm like, no, I have the right of way, bitch. Like, I'm on the inner track. It's like NASCAR. If you have the inner lane, you're allowed to go. Like, you don't just go.
Line problems are always mad annoying. Like, you'll pick a line. I don't know how you are, but I'm a committed type dude. Like, I'll pick a line, and then I'll stay there, and then if I see the shit next to me is going mad fast, I'm just like, nope. Committed right here.
Seriously?
Committed right here. I'm not moving at all.
I think I changed. I think I started off like you, where I was like, nah, I'm committed to this lane. But as I've gotten older and my patience, and I'm usually like have a lot of patience for people, but driving or like in line at the grocery store, I feel like I've started to gamble a little bit more where I'm like, let me try and go to that lane. But then you always go over to that shit and your shit starts moving faster.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I just commit. I commit so hard that people probably look around and think like, damn, he's committed.
Or like he must know the cashier, or like some shit.
Something.
Like,
there's some like they got to think there's some like reason that they don't know why I'm in that line.
So what would make you would have to really OD be there for like a half an hour and then be like, yo, there's a big ass accident in this lane for you to be like, fuck.
Nah, I would honestly just like
stay there the whole day.
There would be 4 people in front of me and the other one to the left of me just going, and I'm like, nah, I'm right here.
You still wouldn't go over?
I'm committed. I'm right here. I'm not going anywhere. I've made my decision.
Oh, Molly's notorious for like she'll have me stand on one line and she'll stand on the other line.
That shit would give me a panic attack too.
I know.
Because let's say you get up there first,
mm-hmm.
and then you like wave her over, and then there could still be like a super awkward like 23 seconds before she gets there, and you got people behind you looking at you like, yo, what are you doing?
Either way, it's a dick move because it's almost just like I'm waiting there and the person standing behind me is just assuming it's going to be me. So now all of a sudden I'm like, Molly, come over here.
You threw a wrench into their whole shit.
Like they navigated which line they picked because like based off of they see me just holding one orange juice or some shit. But then I'm like, Molly, and she comes over with a whole shopping cart like full of shit. Now they're tight as fuck at me, but I'm like, yo, it's my wife that told me to stand here. I would have been on any line.
Not for nothing, I'm mad thoughtful to other people when I'm like driving in situations like this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always think about like if I'm driving, I'm never driving in a way where the person behind me would be like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Because that happens with me mad times where it's like an old person. Like, I'll turn onto a street and I'm driving and there's an old person in front of me and speed limit's 40 and they're going like 25. And I'm driving behind him and I'm like, yo, you're mad selfish. Like, why are you unaware that there are other people there? And maybe I'm messed up because I have a theory that, like, older people generally, they're going 25, but 25 miles an hour to them feels like they're going 50. You know what I mean? Like, they feel like they're going mad fast, even though they're going mad slow. Yeah. It's weird. Does your perception of time just get off as you get older, or do you lose your mobility? Like,
some shit. I mean, I feel like just everything.
Depth perception or whatever, like all that stuff.
Yeah, it's just more. I mean, like, I feel like your foot maybe doesn't move as fast when you're 60 than it does when you're 30. You know, like,
well, everything doesn't move as fast. Yeah, like
that's what I'm saying. So you can't push down, like, you don't have as much pressure in your foot than you would as like a 30-year-old.
I think it's like slower cognitive thing. You know what I mean? Like the perception of everything slows down. Like, it takes longer for, like, the stimulus. If I do something, if I'm snapping, you perceive it immediately. But you take somebody who's 100 and you're snapping, it takes longer for all that information to get in there.
I guess so.
I love our bro science. Whenever we try to do some bro science,
oh God,
we think we figure something out, and we're just.
Well, I mean, someone should just tell, like, a 9-year-old person to try and run really fast, and they're still just mad slow. Like, even as fast as they try to run, like, if you put, like, a slow ass person next to, like, Odell Beckham Jr. and, like, they try to run as fast as him, it's just physically not possible.
I don't know why. It's got to be so frustrating, though. Like, when your body stops responding as you get older, imagine being a professional athlete and your body just doesn't, like, you know, all those movements. Think of a tennis player who's, like, 50. Think of, like, John McEnroe. Yeah. You know? And, like, he knows how to do all the stuff he's got to do on the court, even if he was playing against Federer or Nadal or something. But his body doesn't respond anymore. Yeah. Like, he's like, I know what I have to do. I've done this before. It's all in there, but it's just my body doesn't go as fast as it did.
Yeah. Yeah, just swing your arm really hard, and you just can't do it.
And run around the court. You got to run around the court. You just don't have that lightning quickness anymore. You don't have those, you know, quick, what's it called? The quick reflex muscles or whatever?
Some shit. I mean, Mike Tyson was on the sideline at a Carolina Panthers game. And he was showing, I think it was like Rashad Evans or some shit, like how to, like, do a combo. And, like, he still looked quick with it because, I mean, he's Mike Tyson and looked quicker than just a normal person. But then I saw on, like, Twitter an old school footage of him, like, doing that shit when he was younger.
Crazy.
And he was crazy fast and looked crazy powerful. And I just looked at, like, the new Mike Tyson. He was wearing, like, some New Balances and, like, just some
overweight
jeans. Yeah, and, like, he was just wearing, like, some dad jeans, and I was like, he'd still fuck everybody up. But he doesn't look
half
like
the
Mike
speed
Tyson.
he used to be. Yeah, of course, absolutely.
It was, like, sad because, like, he was like a fucking badass.
That happens to all of us, though, dude. Like, that happens to all of us. You know,
but he could still look cool. I feel like he gave up even the cool card, like,
because he wants to be happy. Like, back when he was super cool, he was also, like, not happy at all. He was miserable.
Yeah, but someone should still, like, guide him to wear some Jordans or something like that. Like, you're Mike Tyson. You can't be rocking like he's rocking, like, New Balance have come back in style. I actually just got a pair of New Balances.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, I gotta go exhume my dad from his grave because he'll be so happy. He'll be like, what? I was the only one rocking these in 1994.
No, New Balances are back in trend now. They've got certain ones. There's certain, like, they got, like, 997, I think, is one of the series. Certain series are hot.
That was just always the dad shoe, though.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, that's just the dad shoe.
But they've come out with some heat. But Mike Tyson is still rocking, like, the dad shoe ones, like the 80-year-old.
See, I go in the other direction with Tyson. My thought on Tyson is, like, he can wear whatever the fuck he wants to wear. He's Mike Tyson.
I know, but you still got to look cool. Like, I mean, he doesn't. I'm torn on Tyson because it's Mike Tyson, and, like, he's the baddest dude probably still on the planet. But, like, he loses a couple points by wearing those shoes because then I'm like, I could take you a little bit right now.
Speaking of famous people, Tell everybody how you were hanging out with Kevin Garnett.
Oh, I mean, Garnett was at this basketball event I was at, and he was an intimidating dude, man. He was scary. Like, I seen him, and he called out my boy to, like, shoot this shot on, like, this inflatable game. And, yeah, I asked him for a picture, and he turned that one down. But
well, you wanted him to do it with the brand, though.
Yeah.
That was your mistake right there. If you had just asked for a picture with him on some regular shit, he probably would have been like, he would have been like, yeah, all right, go ahead.
He was taking pictures with other people. But I remember when I worked for the Knicks, it was like Knicks Celtics in the playoffs, and Garnett was like in this tunnel that I had to walk through to like give the coaches like some stats or something like that. And he was the only dude in the tunnel, and he was doing some shit against the wall where he had his legs stretched out, and like it looked like he was like praying or thinking to himself or whatever. And I would have had to walk right through him. Like, I couldn't have gone behind him or through him, or like I would have had to walk directly through all of his medical balls and all this shit. I turned right the fuck around and went the other way because I was not like he would have beat the shit out of me in the hallway.
Nah. But he is intense. He's intense. He's always been intense.
Beyond intense. Like, it was like
he would play mind games with people too on the court.
Hell yeah, he was the like most notorious shit talker. Like, that's why Carmelo got into a fight with him. He was like talking about Lala, called her like Honey Nut Cheerios. Like, he did research on people.
Damn. He's still tall and mad skinny. He was still fit.
He looked like he could still like put a jersey on and light it up.
How old is he now? He's got to be up there.
Got to be in his 40s something.
43 is my guess. I'm going to look that up right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I was in LA, and I mean, it was just like everywhere you go, you'll either see a celebrity or just see like a wannabe celebrity. It's just
I killed it. 43 on the dot. 43 on the dot. All right, let's play a game. I'll name a basketball player. You tell me their age. Ready?
Yeah.
Paul Pierce.
He's probably got to be older than, I would say, 45.
41.
Oh, he's younger than Garnett?
Yeah.
Oh, because he went to college. Garnett came straight out of high school.
Ray Allen.
Younger, 40.
44.
Oh, my God, man. I'm off.
All right, ready? This one's interesting. Kevin Durant.
Durant, I feel like I know this shit. 34.
30. He's 30.
He's only 30?
He's only 30.
Damn, I'm older than Kevin Durant?
Yeah.
He's only 30?
That was a fun game. Anyway, also shout out to Justin Jackson.
OD shout out to Justin
Shout
Jackson.
out to Justin Jackson.
I haven't taken my Chargers shirt off since I've met him.
Corin was at a Chargers game, and
it's mad funny. My boy that I interned with at the Jets, this guy Dan, he works for the Chargers. So I hit him up when I was in LA because we were super, super close. Like, we interned together with the Jets, and we used to put like inflatables up and stuff like that. We would just mess around because we worked like the Fan Fest and all these things. And he doesn't have any social media, so like I can never keep in touch with him that way. But he's got LinkedIn, so I sent him a message and was like, yo, I'm going to be in LA. Like, what's the deal? Because I saw he worked with a couple different teams. And he hit me back and was like, yeah, man, if you come to the game, let me know. I'll get you a field pass. And I remember that there was a dude on the Chargers who like likes your tweets and is a fan of Secular Talk. And you would mention, yeah, like Justin Jackson. He's always like
big lefty.
Yeah, big lefty, but like super smart guy. Like, is just up on it with politics, on football. He's just well-rounded, educated, everything. So I told my boy, I was like, yo, Justin Jackson's a friend of my a fan of my boy's like political show or whatever. Like, let him know Kyle Kalinske. He was like, yeah, I'll tell him. And so I was on the field, and I was talking to my boy. I was like, yo, did you ever mention anything to Justin? He was like, nah, I totally forgot. So they were all far away. Then all of a sudden, they're all, like, running into the tunnel, and I see Justin, like, sort of running close to, like, because we were in, like, a blocked-off area.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo, Justin. And they, like, looked over, and, like, no one was really coming over to the blocked-off area just because it's, like, usually family members or some shit. And I was like, yo, come here, like, for 1 second. Like, I was like, I'm calling him over. Like, he's not going to come over. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on, He comes over, and right away he's like, I was like, Kyle, he was like, yeah, Kyle and Corin, like, secular talk. I was like, yo, like, my heart dropped. I was like, nah, man. Like,
You were so excited, man.
I was like a kid in a candy store, because, I mean, like,
That
he's
picture,
the man. Like,
that picture was badass, too.
and then I asked him, too, like, you know me, I got to ask for a selfie, like, whether I get turned down or not.
That picture was legit. That picture was legit.
Let's do it. Like, threw the peace sign up. Like, I give him mad respect. And like I said, I already started looking up Justin Jackson jersey. Shit was like $120.
No, I've never really followed football closely. I'm an NBA guy, but now I'm officially a Chargers fan. Now I will officially follow to see, how the Chargers are doing, see how Justin Jackson's doing.
He's a beast too. Like, it's not even like he's some scrub. Like, he's a beast.
That's what you were telling me too. You were telling me he's nice.
And he was killing during the game, but then they stopped like giving him the ball, and I was tight. I was in the fan. I felt like his mom or something in the fan in the crowd. Like, that's my boy, and I was like, why are they giving my boy the ball? And people looking around at me like, what are you doing? Like,
that's
I
so
felt
funny.
like I had like his jersey on, and it said like Jackson's mom on the back of it. I was like meet up with him after the game.
So massive shout out to Justin Jackson. That was
shout out to him, man.
He's
a good ass man.
Was the game in the new? Remember last time we were in LA, you were telling me like, oh, there's the new stadium that they're building. Was it in the new stadium?
They moved to the new stadium next year.
Okay, so it's not. So when we passed and they were building it, they're still probably building it.
Yeah, I think it was in the distance on the highway when we were driving.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
But it'll be done next year. They're sharing it with the Rams.
Okay.
And I sort of feel bad for the Chargers a little bit because like all their fan base is in San Diego.
That's right. Yeah, they were originally the San Diego Chargers.
Yep. So they moved them to LA, I guess, just because like marketing and it's a better market than San Diego. Who knows why? The Rams are already there. There's a lot of Oakland Raider fans.
When did the Rams move from St. Louis?
Probably like 3 years ago or 4 years ago, something like that.
So now there's 2 teams in LA?
2 teams in LA. Well, the Rams were originally in LA.
Oh, I didn't know that. See, I thought they were always in St. Louis.
Yeah, they originally started in Los Angeles. Then they moved to St. Louis. Then they moved them back to LA. So like that was their original shit.
So mad teams are getting screwed. Mad cities are getting screwed over right now.
Pretty much.
It's like when they were trying. It was a few years ago. They were trying to move the Kings out of Sacramento.
Yeah, they low key need to move them out of Sacramento though. I mean, like.
But it's like Sacramento's a big city. Like why? Why move it out of Sacramento?
I guess so. Yeah. No. If a state doesn't have a team, and one state has 2 teams.
That's what I'm saying. Is like there's so many big cities around the country that don't have teams, and if you send a team to like a loyal city in the middle of like a state that might not be that populated, people will go crazy like that. They will eat, sleep, and breathe it.
Yeah.
But it's more of a money thing. All they care about is the dollar signs. That's all they care about.
And that's the thing about the Chargers. It's like their shit was popping in San Diego. Like they had LaDainian Tomlinson. They had like Junior Seau. Like they used to sell out the stadium. All they needed to do was just build like a brand new stadium, and like fans would have went. Like they would have backed a good team. But instead they brought them to LA, and it's like it was like a struggle to like fill out a soccer stadium in LA for them.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's all about the money, and it's all about like usually what happens is these sports teams will hold cities hostage for subsidies.
Yeah.
So they get like a lot of tax money that helps fund the stadium, and then it's really a mess, and it really shouldn't be like that the way it works right now, because it's unfair, and you hose the taxpayers, and it ends up with a situation like we're seeing right now where 2 teams are in LA, and then there's a lot of places that just got asked out. Yeah.
But like the Chargers are going to be super nice, man. Like they lost that game. It was a close game, and they lost the week before, a super close game. But like Justin, and then they got this other running back. I think his name was like Eckler or something like that. Dog, they're going to be nice.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking, I mean, NFL careers are mad short on average because it's such a tough sport.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, what is it, 4 years, 3 years, something like that? Like, that's the average season?
Like, 4 or 5 years, I think, for like a running back or something.
Meanwhile,
like that.
what is it for like the MLB is probably like endless.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
And they get paid the most in the MLB.
Yeah, the money's guaranteed in MLB. But the NFL's starting to change a little bit. Like, guys are starting to negotiate contracts with a lot of, like, guaranteed money up front. So that's cool.
Okay, what's the average MLB career? Oh, not really. 5.6 years.
That's it?
But you know what? Maybe average is misleading. Maybe median is better. The median.
That was like half of my meatball sub that just came out.
It sounded like it, dog. It just says the average, 5.6 years. Let's see what the average NFL career.
Oh, we didn't even look if the Chargers were playing that week. We're going to be, or like the couple days we're in.
3.3 years. No, yeah, we could do that. We should also look up if the Lakers are playing, or even the Clippers.
Oh, someone's got to be playing.
3.3 years for the NFL.
Oh, the 27th they'll be in Chicago.
NBA, what's the average NBA career? Let's see. 4.8 years. There's no professional sport where you can be out there for a hot minute. Even in golf, people, like, they can be out there long, but people aren't good enough to stay out there long, so they're not.
Yeah, I mean, because they get old, dog.
No, for golf, it's not age, because you could play good golf. Here you go. Average PGA Tour career, 3 to 4 years.
What's tennis?
It's just too hard to stay out there. Average pro tennis career.
77 years. That's
say.
like the thing in like Westchester. It's just all like old like 78-year-old women who still play like tennis in like their white dresses and stuff.
Hey, staying in shape, man. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but I don't know how that's fun. They're definitely not running around the court. Like
tennis is fun, dog. Tennis is so fun. Hell yeah, it's fun. I mean, it's a good exercise, but it's fun.
But for like a 78-year-old?
I mean, when I'm 78, I'm probably not going to want to be playing tennis.
I'm not going to want to do shit when I'm 78.
You don't want to do shit now.
If you text me and you're like, you want to go play tennis? I'd be like, are you crazy? I'm watching Jeopardy.
But you love playing ball, and ball's probably even more running than tennis.
Yeah, but that's now. If you asked me to play ball when we were 70, I would say absolutely not.
But that's how you stay young, is you keep moving.
I would maybe go bowling. I think I would go bowling at any
bowling
point.
At some point, I'm going to become obsessed with bowling.
I want to, but Molly hates bowling, so it sort of always discourages me to go bowling.
I've never heard those words in a sentence. Like, somebody hates bowling.
She genuinely hates bowling.
But why?
Like, I don't know.
It's like so benign. Even if you don't like it, it's like you can still be like, but it's cool.
She like just, I don't know what it is. She just doesn't like throwing like the ball. Like, yeah, you're right. It's just all you got to do is just swing your arm.
It's so simple.
We could put the bumpers up. All you got to do is swing your arm.
Oh, you can't. Bumpers makes the whole thing like a joke. Like, bumpers is like the equivalent of like North Korea. Like, you know how North Korea, like, you have to be like, oh my god, the government's awesome and we love you, and like cry when Kim Jong-il died. Like, that's bumpers. Like, no matter what you do, you're gonna knock down some pins. Like, you can't.
I've seen motherfuckers with bumpers up still get a gutter like at the end of the bumper lane.
They should be put to death.
No, what's worse than bumpers is that little ramp shit that goes downward that sort of looks like a little what's the
gutter.
No. There's like that thing you put in the middle of the lane, not the bumpers.
Oh, I've never seen the middle of the lane thing.
You have to have seen that shit.
Middle of the lane bowling thing.
Yeah, bowling ramp. I don't know if it's for kids or low-key if it's for people like in wheelchairs. But it's like,
I see it. I've never seen that before when I'm there.
You've seen it though, right? It's like
I see it now because I typed it into Google Images.
You literally just put the ball on like a downward.
And it does its own shit. Yeah. You know what's funny?
It's worse than bumpers.
That's hilarious. Hey, imagine doing that with bumpers. Like, what's the point? Why are you even there?
Yeah,
but what's funny is in bowling, I throw a straight ball, and most people, like people who actually know how to bowl, they always curve it. They always have right to left spin on it.
Yeah, I spin it.
You spin it. Okay, that's what most people do. It's because the natural throwing like motion of the hand. Watch my hand. See how it turns over at the end?
Yeah.
That's what it does. So that's the natural motion is a little draw, a little hook spin on it. But I throw a straight ball, so I like purposefully like push it like that,
So your hand finishes
which is
like
technically not good because it's harder to hit the pocket where you can get a strike that way.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say.
I don't bowl a lot, so when I do bowl, that's just more consistent for me to throw like a straight ball.
Mm-hmm.
But in golf, I do not hit it straight. I play a draw shot. So my shot in golf goes right to left, but in bowling, I throw it straight.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you ever try hitting it in straight in golf, or is that just the way you hit it?
Oh, no, I mean, I could hit all types of shots. I could hit a straight shot. I could hit a cut shot, which is left to right. I could hit a draw shot, which is right to left. Mm-hmm. The way you do it in golf is you have to manage the club face. So obviously, here's the ball, you hit it straight, it'll go straight. But and if you close the face, it'll go left. If you leave the face open, it'll go right. But the other thing is the path. So if you hit from the inside, that's how you put draw spin on it. If you hit the ball from the inside, if you jerk off dudes,
your diagram.
And then the opposite is true too. So if you cut across it, if you spank the monkey, if you cut across it, you can spin it left to right.
Oh,
so face and path both like dictate how the shot goes. You know what I mean?
Got it. Yeah, sure.
Oh, by the way, we have some polls we did.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I tweeted them right before we came on.
Damn, I want to show Justin Jackson more love, man. That guy's so cool. I followed him on Instagram too.
Justin Jackson, we love you.
I'm gonna get a jersey, man.
What's that?
I'm gonna get a jersey.
That's what's up. And then we'll go to the game.
He deaded me and like just walked past and been like a hotshot athlete, but he was mad cool.
Well, he knows you. He's seen Kyle and Corin. He knows you.
Well, nah, he knows your shit. But
he knew your name was Corin.
Yeah, that was OD.
He wasn't like, oh, you look familiar, but I don't know who you are. He was like Corin.
Yeah, he could have fronted and like said he could have even said Corey or some shit, and like played me, you know?
Yeah,
like,
people,
my actual shit.
Yeah, people have done that. I heard that at Politicon last year, like once or twice. Most people who knew you were like Corin, but then there was like one or two like Corys.
Yeah,
and you were nice about it. You're just like, okay. You didn't correct him because you're like, what's the point? I'm not going to correct people.
That shit happens all the time.
So here's the poll questions. We could discuss this now. One of them is a really good shout out to Leon for coming up with these questions. He DM'd them to me.
Who's Leon?
Leon is the dude who does Kyle Out of Context.
Oh, nice.
He splices those together. Really cool dude. So if you had to pick one, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Chicken wings, chicken sandwich, chicken nuggets, or chicken tenders?
It was easy for me.
Easy?
Yeah.
What is it?
Chicken tenders. I'm like a huge chicken tender fan.
See, that's funny because I have a strong hierarchy on this one, dog.
What is it?
Number 1 is chicken sandwich.
Really?
Number 2 is chicken tenders.
Okay.
Number 3 is chicken nuggets. Number 4 is chicken wings.
Yeah, I agree with that. Just flip flop.
Sandwich and tenders.
Sandwich.
What?
Like the Popeyes joint, where
interpret it how you want. Chicken sandwich. Whatever chicken sandwich is like your favorite chicken sandwich. Think of it like that.
The Burger King chicken sandwich is a lot different than like Chick-fil-A and Popeyes chicken.
I know,
sandwich.
but chicken tenders from some shitty ass place is worse than chicken tenders from a banging ass place. You just got to picture.
Yeah. It's
just the idea. Like which one, if you're reading a menu and you have the options, a place you've never eaten before. Chicken wings, chicken
tenders.
You're going tenders. Okay, that's 100%. My number 2. But that's not.
What are people saying? Did you just put it up?
We got 14 minutes left in the poll, but I could reveal.
No, we can reveal it at the end. But I've had the most banging chicken tenders I had was in New Orleans.
Really?
It was at like some 7-Eleven type of shit. It was like a deli mart, and then off to the side they just had like chicken tenders and French fries.
So it was at like some hole in the wall spot.
Hole in the wall.
Listen,
shit.
I got a theory. You know my theory, right? As to why those chicken tenders are good?
Because they don't clean the shit.
They never clean the deep fryer. When you never clean the deep fryer, it gets even more and more delicious.
Yeah.
That's definitely why. Because I've noticed that too. At the most random places, they'll have the best chicken fingers. And you're like, how? How's this possible? Because they never clean the deep fryer.
Isn't that weird how that works? Like only in food. Like if you never cleaned like a bathroom stall, it's not like that would be the best bathroom stall. That would be the nastiest shit ever. You know?
It's so true. And it's only
like,
for like fried stuff.
Yeah, you need to drop a deuce, go into the third stall. That shit hasn't been cleaned since 1990. You're going to take the best shit ever. You'll be like, what? Like if someone told you that, like if you just got dropped down on the planet and you're like, yo, go to that chicken place on the corner.
They never clean it.
Clean their shit. You're going to get the best meal. You'll be like, oh, you're lying to me, right? Like I'd rather go to that other place. They clean it every night. You're like, nah, believe me. Or like you're trying to get a tattoo and you're like, nah, go to the grimy shit in the hood. They didn't clean the shit ever. And like they just put it into people and then take it out and then do it again. But their machine works great because they never like sanitize it. What? Like how does that work with food like that?
It's just fried stuff. It's just for whatever reason it makes the fried shit more delicious. Like and more fried too.
But that like it makes no sense, but it's actually true.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of makes sense, right? Like,
not really. I mean, I'm trying to apply it to anything else, like a car. You use that shit for mad long. I mean, like, like you're not gonna resell it and get mad money, but like an old fryer that has like grease and shit on it, people would pay off for.
Wine works like that. It gets better with age.
That's a good point.
Certain things, I guess, but chicken fingers, definitely the case with that.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So, now here's the other question. You ready? You're going to like this one. This one's good.
Mm-hmm.
You can only play one. Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, or Smash?
Oof. Smash is past my time. That wasn't in my era.
That's
newer school.
That's like new. That's super new. In fact, I saw one of the comments was like, I don't know any of these but Smash.
Really?
That's a youngin'. That's somebody who follows me who's like, whatever, 20.
Whoever wrote that shit has never seen, like, even, like, Back to the Future.
Oh, definitely hasn't seen Back to the Future. That's barely in our time. That's like brink of our time.
Not really. I mean, like, that was in our shit. Like,
dog, what year do you think Back to the Future came out?
89.
Right, so I was 1 year old.
Yeah, we had a year to watch that shit. That's a lot of time.
It came out in 1985. We weren't even born yet.
Yeah, but that shit replayed on TBS like every single day.
I was busy watching wrestling and shit.
What else? Oh, I was just talking to someone, and I don't know if I watched this show, but I definitely remembered it.
Wait, you got to answer the question.
Oh, what was the question?
Smash, Street Fighter, Tekken, or Mortal Kombat?
See, I'm biased. I've got good memories with Tekken. For some reason, there was a guy named like Jin or some shit, or
yeah, you got such good memories. You can't even remember the fucking characters.
What was his name? There was one dude who was nice. He was like a Bruce Lee looking dude. And
you're talking to a Street Fighter dude and a Mortal Kombat dude, so I can't answer that Tekken question.
I think I gotta go Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, Smash.
I gotta go Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, Smash, Tekken.
So you start Mortal Kombat's your winner?
Yeah, because they had so many more characters than Street Fighter. You had so many more options. They're like, the more Mortal Kombat advanced, the more options they gave you of all these different people, and it was just so good. Like the original Street Fighter that I had, I say original, but I mean original for me when I was a kid, which is like a Super Nintendo version of it.
Yeah, it was like Ryu, Kyle.
No, is it? It's not Kyle, is it? It's
Guile, maybe.
Guile, that's what it is.
Guile. But wasn't there? Who was the blonde-haired dude? That was Guile.
That was Guile, the guy in the military pants and the
with like the
that's Guile.
He low key had the Paulie D haircut before Paulie D had that shit.
Yeah, he was the original blowout.
Yeah, but it wasn't the blowout. It was the Paulie D, like the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup joint.
That's a blowout.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had the original blowout back in the day.
More rounded. His shit was like.
Yeah, it's like a flat top blowout almost.
I'm gonna look at his shit.
I just looked it up right now.
He was sort of a badass.
Let me type in Street Fighter characters, because I really remember Mortal Kombat having way more.
Damn, I'm surprised no one's ever done a side by side of Guile and Paulie D. His haircut was sort of OD. Like that shit, like who was his barber? Like he zeked his shit OD. And if he was in the military, don't you have to have like a Caesar type haircut?
Yeah, technically you do. You have to have like a short haircut.
This dude was definitely a Trump supporter. Like he didn't like Colin Kaepernick. He got the American flag tattoo on his arm. He
Okay,
definitely
hold
would be
up.
like protesting against Kaepernick.
So here are like the originals. You got Ryu, E Honda, Blanca, Guile, Ken, Chun-Li, Zangief, Dalsim, Balrog, Vega, Sagat, and M. Bison. Yo, not for nothing?
Bob Saget. Bob Saget was in the original Street Fighter.
Imagine Bob Saget as a character. They don't change anything about him. It's just him mad skinny with his glasses.
Imagine all these guys, and then you could unlock Bob Saget.
Oh, somebody make Bob Saget as a Street Fighter character, please. But I almost swayed myself towards Street Fighter just reading through the characters. They added more later on. I'm trying to find out who the other ones were. Remember that dude, the black dude who was a boxer?
No.
You don't remember the black dude who was a boxer?
That was Mike Tyson Punch-Out.
No. Well, in that too, but it was like a later on Street Fighter. I feel like they added some characters. I gotta find this. This is gonna drive me crazy.
The brown boxer?
Black boxer Street Fighter.
Is that him?
Yeah, but that's like a newer version of him.
Oh. No, I don't remember this guy.
Balrog. Balrog is his name.
No, I don't remember this dude. I don't even remember.
Just type in Balrog.
Yeah, no, I'm seeing. I don't.
Oh, he was in the original. So I'm sorry. This is all they had. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 characters. Now let's go.
There was a girl, right, in a blue suit.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li.
Mortal Kombat characters.
No, dude. No, this is what I remember. The original, like Mortal Kombat fighters.
Yeah,
like
but that shit was whack. You needed to get all the other ones.
There's a dude with sunglasses on that looks like he came straight out of like a 1980s cocaine video. Who is this guy?
I'm trying to find a list that has the names. Because all I see is like, the starting screen in the later ones where it's like you could pick from all of them and they're right there. I want to see the Mortal Kombat characters with names.
Johnny Cage?
Johnny Cage is one of them. I remember him. What?
You remember that guy?
Of course.
Sub-Zero was dope.
Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Reptile. I mean, come on, man. They're classics. Absolute classics.
Oh, Raiden? Was that the one with the
That was
fortune cookie on his head?
Yup.
Yeah. Probably can't say fortune cookie on his head, right?
I have no idea. I know what you meant. I know the hat you meant.
Raiden Mortal Kombat. Yeah, that hat is definitely called something, but
I'm trying to find the one with the names.
I try to watch the new Pokemon Pikachu movie on my plane ride home.
What is it, a cartoon or is it?
It's a real movie, but then there's Pikachu, like there's animated like Pokemon in it. Like Ryan Reynolds plays Pikachu. It's like Detective Pikachu or some shit.
So it's like it's real people, but then they
they have like a 3D.
I don't like those shits. That's like Who Framed Roger Rabbit was the original of that.
Yeah, I mean that's a classic though.
Fuck that movie.
For real?
Oh shit! I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's apparently like a zillion Mortal Kombat characters.
Really?
Yeah, but I can't it doesn't say their names. It's just the little boxes of them. But see, that's why I picked Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat not only was a dope game, but they started having crazy good characters as they evolved.
Yeah, no, but I don't know. I got a soft spot in my heart towards Tekken, and I'm trying to find this one character.
Who was your go-to in Street Fighter?
I would do like Ryu.
I was Ryu too.
Ryu, yeah. See, Street Fighter was a little cooler because I don't think Mortal Kombat, like Street Fighter, you could do the combos, and like my brother was nice at doing like the.
You could do combos in Mortal Kombat?
No, but you couldn't do like some Hadouken shit.
They had more dope moves in Mortal Kombat for sure.
But like combo moves, like
they had everything. They definitely had combo moves in Mortal Kombat, 100%.
But you couldn't have like a water fireball come out of your hands.
It depends on the character. Sub-Zero would freeze you.
Oh, did he? He did do shit, right?
Yeah. But who was your go-to in Mortal Kombat? Mine was Reptile.
In Mortal Kombat?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was Sub-Zero, but I don't remember most of the characters.
Damn, you went Sub-Zero?
I think so.
That's semi-whack because everybody wanted to be Sub-Zero.
I know, but I didn't. Mortal Kombat wasn't my game. I don't even remember any of the other characters.
Okay, anyway, I had cut you off when I wanted to get your opinion on the polls. You remember what you were going to say?
On which one?
You were like in the middle of you were about to say something, and I was like, "No, I need your answer first."
Why do they show all the Mortal Kombat characters and then randomly just have Freddy Krueger?
Yeah, that's weary.
He wasn't a character, right?
No.
I think so. I think I go Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, and then Smash.
But what were you gonna say before I cut you off? You probably don't remember that shit.
The hell no. My memory's getting worse and worse, man. I'm worried.
My shit is literally. I have no memory. It doesn't exist.
No, you have a good memory, man.
Nonsense.
Like you got to remember political shit. I don't even like.
Oh, I could remember that stuff, but I can't remember anything like personal.
No, I think you could surprise yourself with some shit, man.
No way. No way.
But the fact that you can even remember political stuff, like I'll see something on Twitter earlier in the day, and I'm like, oh, I want to talk about that, and then I just forget about it 5 minutes later.
Well, for the podcast, I always try to keep like a little notes thing in my phone. Where I'm like, oh, if I come across something, I'm like, oh, we'll talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten to the point where I can't remember a single thing. Not one.
I do the same thing, and as I get to the notes section, I forget what I want to put in the shit.
That's what I'm saying. By the way,
I'm worried what it's going to be like in like even 5 years.
Forget it. By the way, I don't know if you saw this today, but the Democrats are doing an impeachment inquiry of Trump.
I saw that. Like, so it's not an impeachment; it's just an inquiry. Like, what even is that? Is that an impeachment?
So, the way it works is the impeachment inquiry is like it's like a fact-finding thing, I guess, where they're trying to figure out. I don't know exactly what specifically they're going to look into, but my guess is it's going to be a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. And then this could lead to a vote on impeachment in the House. But we don't know for sure yet if it's going to come to a vote. But
just sounds like some bullshit.
Well, you know, I was talking about this earlier, and like the way that it would happen is, let's say they do vote on it in the House. Mm-hmm. It'll get through the House because all you need is a simple majority, but then it dies in the Senate, guaranteed, because you need 2/3 of the Senate to vote for it, which would mean you need like 20 Republicans to vote for it. And there's a 0% chance of that happening. Mm-hmm. So, my guess is when it dies in the Senate, if they vote on it in the House and it gets through, which it will get through if they vote on it, when it dies in the Senate, the media has to write stories that say, like, Donald Trump survives impeachment. And, like, then that's positive press for him. And then he's going to go around the country bragging and doing his rallies and stuff, and that's going to fire up his base. And so, if anything, it could help him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think this just distracts people more than like the actual shit going on. It's just another distraction, and it's just another thing for Trump to defend himself on and take everybody's minds off of everything else corrupt that he's doing.
And not just that, the election. Like, there's an election going on. Yeah. And then they would only cover the impeachment thing if it actually gets to the point where there's a legit impeachment.
Yeah. Low-key, I'm a little worried. Like, I feel like I just saw, like, footage of Melania walking through the stock exchange, and, like, everyone was clapping for her and shit like that. Like, all these businessmen are going to fuck with Trump because, like, there hasn't really been a big crash or anything like that. They're probably all making money and doing corrupt shit.
There will be a crash soon.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying right now they're probably all doing corrupt stuff and getting away with it just because it's just like, he's helping all these big businesses.
That's true, but they always got away with it. There was a video, he was talking at the UN earlier today. Dog, he was like dead. Like, you know how he's always full of energy and he's always like mad animated during his rallies and stuff?
Yeah.
So he was talking at the UN and it's like he literally like popped some Xanax or some shit because he
mellowed out.
Here, I'm gonna play it for you. This is actually really funny.
Advances under many names and many theories, but it always comes down to the desire for domination. It protects not the interests of many, but the privilege of few.
Why is he talking so slow?
Designed to restrain.
He just looks like a big sloth.
They chose to entrust American power to those most invested.
Oh my God, he's like putting people to sleep.
A proud and fiercely independent people.
What the fuck?
Of a nation can only be pursued by those who love it, by citizens who are.
What is he even saying?
Who are nourished by its culture, committed to its values.
Oh my God, he's like trying so hard to just be a normal person.
Its future is theirs to build or theirs to lose.
Looks like he's sleeping.
See a nation and its destiny in ways no one else can. Liberty is only
I love his
preserved,
nozzle, like his nasally.
is only secured. Democracy is only sustained. Greatness is only realized by the will and
to like
devotion
some.
of
Why is that guy got an OD big ear?
their spirit.
Turn the camera around. Look how big
Is
that guy's
found the
ears.
strength to
I didn't see
resist
it.
oppression.
Oh, go back like a half a second.
That's not his ear. That's
It's like a listening thing, but it looks like
a thing where they translate. They translate for him. But yeah, he looked like he was having like medical problems.
Yeah, he looked.
He was just shot. No life.
It's so sad, man. Who was I was just talking to someone about some I don't remember what we were talking about, but yeah, that shit's just gonna help him. It really is just gonna help him. It's gonna make him look more of just like people attacking him, and they're not gonna get anywhere with it. You know, like you're not gonna impeach
That's the
him.
thing
Like,
that's the thing that I can't get over is like, if you know it's going to die in the Senate, and you know that the media will have no choice but to write the articles that Trump survives impeachment.
yeah,
Like, they don't have a choice but to state the fact that he just survived impeachment. And historically, especially when this happened under Bill Clinton, he survived it in the Senate, and then he got a big bump in his approval rating. So, like, that could likely happen this time, too. If he survives it in the Senate, which he will, then he'll get a bounce back in his approval rating. It's just, politically, it's dumb. Like, nothing will come of it. Now, if somebody were to say, well, but he did things that deserve it, I agree. He did things that deserve it, absolutely.
Yeah.
But if you know that it's not going to amount to anything and that it could help him, there's no logical reason to do it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, so here's the thing. If you walk somebody through it and tell them, just say hypothetically, this is how it unfolds. Gets through the House, dies in the Senate, media has to report on that, then his approval rating goes up and he brags about it, and it helps him going into 2020. So let's say it's a fact that it helped him. Are you for it in that situation? Like, asking people that question, because people, what are they going to say? Yes, I'm still for it, even though it helps them. Okay, then that's dumb, because then what, you're pro-Trump? Is that what you are? You're in favor of Trump? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Like,
it doesn't.
The only possible upside, I was on somebody else's show, Michael Brooks, earlier, and he told me that the only possible upside is that it could eat the rest of their agenda. So, like, if all the time is spent on this now, then that ties up the rest of what the Republicans are trying to do. So they can't keep doing terrible stuff because they're all tied up with impeachment stuff.
Or they could keep doing terrible stuff and none of it will get covered, even more so than it's not getting covered because they're talking about this other shit.
Yeah, but if impeachment gets to the Senate, it's a legit like process in the Senate where they have to do that. You see what I'm saying? Like, so they wouldn't have the ability to legislate on other stuff because they'd be busy tied up with impeachment.
Oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, and just covering that shit and how to defend all that.
Exactly. So it's like it puts them on the defensive because it's like you can't do anything else now.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that argument.
I hope that that's the case because I want to be for it. I want to be for it. I just don't see how it ends well.
Yeah, I do too. Like I got the notification on my phone or whatnot, and the same thing. It was like impeachment inquiry, and I was just like, It just sounds like just more runaround shit. Like it's not some actual shit. You know, it's like it's more frustrating because nothing's gonna happen with it. You know, like I don't know. It's pretty frustrating to see it, but it could help out like Bernie Sanders or something like that because now it's like they're not covering the candidates as much and they're just covering this whole impeachment shit.
Yeah, know? I thought that would hurt him though.
Well, no, because that now like they're not giving all this positive coverage to the other candidates when they shit on him anyway. You know?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So instead of
blowing like Elizabeth Warren or Biden, they have to just not talk about that. Talk about impeachment, and leaves the lane open for Bernie to do real work out there. Yeah, that's an interesting theory.
But it's absolutely going to get like nowhere, and I don't know.
I know
it's so sad that this is what I was talking to someone about. It's just like all these old farts who run our country. Like there's so many amazing, smart, talented people, and like we just have to pick from like these some of these clowns. Like no disrespect to Biden, he's very like established and he's done so many good things.
I'll say it. Like, disrespect to Biden. Go ahead. Now you finish your sentence.
like he's just not he's not qualified anymore to run the country. And like,
no, he's qualified. He's just not. He shouldn't run the country.
He's qualified, but he's like at this point he doesn't like have the fucking I don't know the right word like the wherewithal or whatever to like be president. Like he's just not. His brain doesn't function anymore as well as it used to. Like so, it's the same thing as like when you fucking get your driver's test when you're 16, and if you pass that shit once, and then you're 90 years old, you still got your driver's license and you're allowed to drive. It's like. No, you should have to retest. Like, he should have to redo some test shit.
He should just drop out and go lay on a beach because, he's done.
Did all your political shit back in, like Bernie's still on top of his shit. He's still, like, actively writing new laws and, like...
Well, no, he's still there mentally, too.
He's still there mentally, but there should be some new test you have to take. Like, all these old motherfuckers on stage should have to retest. Like, if I got to retest to do some shit, you got to retest to become the president.
Okay, there's no test because who would make the test and that shit would be mad biased and it wouldn't be fair. But I take your point that he's dumb and he shouldn't be doing what he's doing and he's not sharp like he used to be. And even putting all that aside, his ideology sucks too. It sucks. What does he represent? What's he going to fight for?
But like, show me a test that you don't have like dementia or some shit. Like, dead ass, though. Like, I need to see that shit if I'm voting for a president. Like, I need to know a little bit more about you rather than what I see on TV every day. Like, I need to see some legit, like, stats. Like, show me your... I don't want to see some Trump doctor's bill. I want to see some actual shit.
No, but that's what would happen. With all of them, that's what would happen. They come up... You pay somebody enough, they'll say, yeah, oh, yeah, he's fine. Or they pick a doctor who's a big fan of them, whether it's Biden or Trump, and they'll be like, oh, yeah, he's fine. Listen, the only way, I think he's fizzling out, knock on wood, he'll continue to fizzle out, but, like, he's so weak, he's so impotent. Imagine him versus Trump in a general election. Oh, my God.
He'd get destroyed. He'd like, start getting aggressive and mad and, just, like...
There was such a funny tweet.
Cameras on, like policemen. Like, put a body camera on Joe Biden the next time he goes to take a fucking physical.
Put a body camera on Joe Biden.
I want to hear what the doctor has to say to that motherfucker. Because, like, all these celebrities, like Oprah's doing a world tour now talking about health and shit like that. But she was just on Ellen and said she had, like, pneumonia or some shit. Like, these people aren't as healthy as we think. And I don't think Biden's really healthy to be running for president and going from state to state doing shit.
Okay, so I'm trying to find this tweet that made me laugh because... It's like Internet Hippo did this hilarious tweet where it's like, this is how it would go down in the general election if it was Biden versus Trump. Mm-hmm. And I gotta find it because it's like, it's just so spot on. Here we go. So this is the general election. Ready? Mm-hmm. This is a debate between Biden and Trump. Trump says to Biden, "You're corrupt." Biden says with a big grin on his face, "Oh boy, you gotta... Now look, here's the deal. This isn't Chimble Shacks. Okay, young people need to do is put away their phones and start playing that stick in the hoop game from the 1920s again and again. Anyway, thank you." Yo, that's him in every debate, bro. He'll start talking and he'll start rambling. Like, what did he say in the last one? He was asked a question about, like, comments he had made previously on, like, race or slavery, where he said some, like, cringeworthy shit.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to respond to that. And he was like, he just immediately went off topic. And he's like, well, look here. It's all about education. You got to think about education. What are we going to do with the funds when we're talking about that? You got to make sure that you keep the record player on at night. Make sure the kids hear words.
His biggest thing is, like, he'll be, like, in the middle of, like, a banging-ass point. Well, not a banging-ass point, but in the middle of a point.
Yeah.
And he'll be like, and so the way we're going to solve that is we're going to... That's time. So he's like, all right, we'll forget it.
He always does that.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring the kids...
Sir, time's up, sir.
Okay, yeah. Not even like every other person will be like, no, hold on,
bro,
let me finish my point.
You have to understand the reason why he does that is because he knows he's got nothing to say and he's just bullshitting his way through the whole question. It's like back when we were in like 6th grade and we had to do a book report and we go up there. The second the teacher's like, okay, Corin, you're like, all right, cool. And then you're out because you know that you're bullshitting the whole way through. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. You just stall to like 5 minutes left in class and then you got to present and then you get to like talking about your fucking project and they're like, you're like, oh, fuck, man. I was just about to kill it with my next point, but I got to go.
Okay, we have to. I'm sorry. This is stuck in my head now. We have to do the record player's answer. I got to play it for everybody. It's just so funny. I mean, it's the funniest fucking thing.
Demonetized the shit, man. I can't believe they fucking demonetized my video with you. I didn't say anything wrong in that video.
Bro, you got to understand, like, it's because it's me.
Put Bernie Sanders in the title?
What's that?
Oh, you think it was because of you?
It could be. My shit gets demonetized all the time. I'm
tight though. Like, why are they doing that?
I have no idea. Anyway, I'm pulling this up.
Tube.
Hold on.
All right, so
it's my video.
And I forgot. Oops. This is right up.
All right, come on, Kyle. Shut the fuck up and let's go to the clip.
You'll see here. He's asked a question about racial issues, and he goes off in this rambling tirade, and he winds up bringing up record players and words, and you know what? Enough with the intro. Just take a look at the clip.
Mr. Vice President, I want to come to you and talk to you about inequality in schools and race. In a conversation about how to deal with segregation in schools back in 1975, you told a reporter, I don't feel responsible for the sins of my father and grandfather. I feel responsible for what the situation is today, for the sins of my own generation, and I'll be damned if I feel responsible to pay for what happened 300 years ago. You said that some 40 years ago. Jesus. But as you stand here tonight, what responsibility do you think that Americans need to take to repair the legacy of slavery in our country?
Well, they have to deal with look, there is institutional segregation in this country. And from the time I got involved, I started dealing with that. Redlining, banks, making sure that we are in a position where, look, we talk about education. I propose that what we take is those very poor schools, the Title I schools, triple the amount of money we spend from 15 to 45 billion a year. Give every single teacher a raise, an equal raise of getting out of the $60,000 level. Number two, make sure that we bring in to help the student, the teachers deal with the problems that come from home. The problems that come from home, we have one school psychologist for every 1,500 kids in America today. It's crazy. The teachers are retired. I'm married to a teacher. My deceased wife is a teacher. They have every problem coming to them. We have to make sure that every single child does in fact have 3, 4, and 5-year-olds go to school, not daycare, school. We bring social workers into homes and parents to help them deal with how to raise their children. It's not that they don't want to help. They don't know quite what to do. Play the radio. Make sure the television. Make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words.
Like, fix what he said.
Come on, Joe.
With record player.
Make sure the radio's on. Make sure the record player's on at night.
Yeah, that's OD.
Make sure the kids hear words. That's the most underrated part of that. Make sure the kids hear words.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I'm gonna just start saying random words around my daughter.
Make sure the kids hear words. Oh my god.
That's crazy. That's crazy, and he didn't even take any heat for that shit, really.
The bet. I know, we're the only ones who gave it to him. Like,
yeah, just like Twitter.
People on Twitter, and and a couple of independent media shows, but that's it. But everybody, we were all like, what did we just watch? The dude's brain just crapped out on him mid-sentence. He was just rambling. He went to like a million different things. There was no coherent point, but the funniest thing is that with Biden, he has this tone as he's doing it, as if he's nailing it. And actually, the rest of that answer is hilarious because he keeps going on. And this was the one time where they were like, "Sir, your time's up." And he was like, "No, I'm going to keep going because everybody else keeps going." And he kept babbling. Dude, he ended by talking about Venezuela. Everybody's like, "How the fuck did he get there? That makes no sense."
This shit was like, like one of those FBI boards that have all the fucking like arrows and points going all around was his answer.
Oh, exactly right.
Oh.
Okay,
shout out to him.
Anti-shout out to him. So the other night, it may have been the last podcast night. Last time we did a podcast.
What happened?
I went down the YouTube rabbit hole watching stuff that I wouldn't normally watch.
Yeah.
So it was like, I think I started with like, what was it? Watching, it was like a tornado video or like a hurricane video or something.
Oh, it could have started with the Japanese thing, and you just went
boom.
down
That's exactly what it was. We were talking about the tsunami, and then what happened was I got recommended a video after that was like an F5 tornado hitting in Oklahoma or something, and so I watched that. It was crazy, and then I went from that to like other tsunami videos to like hurricane. Like I went down this rabbit hole, and the next thing you know, fast forward like 4 hours later, I'm still like watching stuff, and I ended up watching like top 10 or top 20, whatever, like
porn videos of all time.
Nah, creepiest, like creepy things that couldn't be explained, like paranormal things.
Yeah.
And my advice to everybody is, I don't care how intelligent you are, I don't care how skeptical you are, never go down that rabbit hole. Because like, even though you know pretty much everything that's being presented to you is BS, you still get like creeped out. Like there was mad shit that even I was like, that's creepy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they probably put the words, and they probably put the record players, and they probably no, they put like good music to that shit. Like they put convincing like music. Music is so essential to like, I guess there's something that connects like in your brain, like with whatever you're watching, and if the music vibes with it right, it'll make you either believe it or not believe it.
Yeah.
Like if you had some clown car music with that, like conspiracy theory video, you'd be like, "Oh, this shit is bullshit." But they put some like piano, like
yeah, they do put creepy music with it, which makes it feel like you feel it more that way.
Hell yeah! But if you're watching that with like
or with no music or with nothing in the background, just a person talking, it wouldn't feel like that.
Yeah,
but there are some things that are like, one of the ones that I watched that I was really creeped out by is like pictures that people took that like afterwards they realized something about it was off.
Oh, that there was like somebody behind them or something?
Yeah, like some of them were like that, like, oh, we were at the fucking whatever it was, Grand Canyon, and we took a picture of our boy, and then you see somebody like hiding in the bush.
I don't fucking know about all that shit, man.
Well, the point is, when it's like 3 o'clock in the morning and you're watching this stuff, you're always going to be like, damn, this like I wanted to stop watching it and I couldn't. I just kept going.
Yeah. I've never been down one of those rabbit holes, thank God. I just would like, that's a long time, 4 hours of just clicking on the next shit.
I'm exaggerating, but it was like 2 hours of me, you know, going from like natural disasters to like paranormal stuff. I even got to I was watching hilarious ones on time travel, where they were like evidence that time travel is real. And it was so funny because like there were some people who've claimed it over the years, that, you know, oh, I'm from a different time and I'll prove it by this, and this. And then what else did they say in that video that was interesting? Oh, they had pictures that they say, oh, this proves time travel is real. And some of them are like people who look totally out of place in the picture. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like there's this one picture of some opening of a bridge in Canada from way back in the day, and everybody's dressed like it's really old school, and there's this one dude who's wearing like modern shit. And you're like, what? And some people are looking at him too, like, well, what's he doing here? So it's hilarious and interesting, but obviously, you know, 95% of the stuff is bullshit.
It's like 2 Chainz in the video. in the picture with
it's like a hipster dude.
Jacket on.
It's like a hipster dude from like, you know, obviously from like the 2000s or something.
If you just took a picture of like 5 kids in Brooklyn right now, you'd be like, oh, that picture's from the 1960s. I'm sure there was somebody back in like the 1960s who was wearing some baggy ass shit that was just like rebelling against what the times were.
Of course. But it's funny because it looks like, and that's why these people seized on it, is it looks like a dude from a different era. But yeah, if they didn't point it out to me, I never would have thought about it. But since they pointed out, I'm like, oh yeah, I guess that guy does kind of look out of place. Yeah. You know?
I guess so. I don't know, all this conspiracy theory shit.
I haven't gone down a conspiracy theory rabbit hole in a hot minute. Like, legit, like the conspiracies.
Yeah.
Like 9/11 shit. Like, I haven't done that in a hot minute.
I know. I feel like I've watched one of those videos, and I started to be like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's interesting. And then I was like, nah, it's not. But, like, weird shit does happen. Like, it happens in sports all the time, like baseball. There was a pitcher for the Angels who passed away. And, like, the next night out, or it was on, like, the Angels threw a no-hitter or something like that. It was a combined no-hitter. And, like, they found all these stats that were just insane that lined up to this pitcher. It was like, it hadn't been done since this exact date, and that date was when the guy was, like, it was his birthday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. People are really good.
But you could find everything.
That's what I'm saying, is people are really good at pattern recognition.
Yes,
It's the same reason why if you see something that vaguely looks like a face, you will think it's, like, you'll interpret it as a face. Like, you'll see, like, oh, those could be the eyes, that's the nose, that's the mouth. It's because that's what we do. That's what people do. We look for pattern recognition everywhere.
Yeah. Or even with, like, words. Like, there's those memes where, like, the words will be all reversed, but you'll still just read it correctly because your mind just knows that those words are that.
That's another thing I did, is I looked at optical illusions the other day.
Mm-hmm. Like what?
Like optical illusions. So, like, it'll tell you, stare at this thing and then watch what happens. And you stare at it, and then all of a sudden the stuff around it disappears. And then it explains, like, your brain is incapable of taking in all this while you look at this. It's so easy to trick our brains. They're like, even though they're supercomputers, they're also really stupid in many ways.
Yeah.
Like, I've had the thought before, like, I wish I had, like, 2 streams of consciousness. Like, I have 1 stream of consciousness. Imagine if you could switch back and forth, like, have 2 going at the same time, and you could also switch back and forth, like it's almost like changing a camera view. Like, you know, how, you know, if there's a show going on, you could switch cameras. Imagine you had consciousness like that.
Oh, I'm sure we have different parts of our brain like that. It's just we can't, you know, like, tap into it like a camera.
We can only focus on one thing at a time, which is kind of like really, like, low energy shit. Like, you would think that we could find a way to focus on, like, multiple things at once, but we can't.
No.
Which is really weak. Like, that shows we're really, like, feeble.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, I think we'll wrap it up. It's getting pretty late. We did a late podcast today. So
I gotta tell. So I might be on fucking Pawn Stars.
Oh yeah. I didn't know if you wanted to tell that story. Tell everybody about that.
100% I'll tell that shit, man. If I'm on the show, I will hope everybody watches that shit.
Imagine they invite you back because they get good ratings that day.
Well, yeah, I hope so. I mean, that would be amazing.
Tell a story. Tell a story about what you found, and then.
So on my channel, Corin's World, shout out. I did a video a while ago that I go to Goodwill, and low key, like, Goodwill is like the Goodwill by me is the greatest Goodwill in all of Goodwills. It's a spot in Illinois. I'm not going to tell you where in Illinois, but it's the greatest Goodwill, and all Goodwills are good, but the one by me is just the fucking greatest. So I went in there.
So do you go in there on a regular, like, every month or something?
I usually go, like, twice a week. I think I'm addicted to going to Goodwill.
Could be.
I think so. Yeah, it's like smoking a cigarette or something for me. Like, I gotta just walk around the store and get my fix. So anyway, I go in there. I hadn't been for a couple days, and I see on the rack out, like, on the floor were, like, a pair of Adidas looking, like, shoes that were, like, looking funky. That I was like, those might be some, like, exclusive shits. So I go up to them, pick them up. They feel good, they look good, and I look on the side and I see, like, YZY or whatever, like it looked like Yeezy. So I was like, hold on a second. Like, are these some fucking Yeezys in Goodwill? Like, did somebody donate these shits? So I pick them up and I'm holding them. I'm walking around the store. And I FaceTime, like, this Puerto Rican kid, Little Bronx, who lives in the city, who knows about sneakers. I call him. I was like, I think I found some Yeezys in Goodwill. Like, it's fucking crazy. So I'm showing him the shoes. I'm sort of, like, freaking out a little bit because it's like, they're all rare things like that in Goodwill. So long story short, he tells me even if they're not real, for $40, it's worth the shot to get them, you know, because they resell even fake ones. So they were size 11.5. They weren't even my size. I go to check out with them. And as I'm checking out, I see behind the counter, they have like more exclusive stuff sometimes behind the counter. They have these Jordans, the Jordan 1s. They're called the Jordan 1s Off-White Chicagos. So the Jordan 1s are rare, but the Off-White ones are like beyond super rare. So I asked the lady as I'm checking out, I'm like, just curious, what size are those Jordans? So she looks at them. She's like, oh, size 13. I'm like, all right, never mind. I'm good. Leave with just the Yeezys. As I drive away, I'm like 2 miles away. I'm like, nah, I got to get those shoes just because they're that rare. Go back, buy those shoes, and they're in good condition. They're not great condition, but they're good condition. So I buy those two, and I have a friend who like works at Sneaker News, which is like a top sneaker thing. So I'm showing him pictures, and long story short, he says the Yeezys might be fake, but the Jordans he couldn't tell. And like for him to say he couldn't tell means they've got to be really, 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 really good fakes, or they might be real. And real in the condition that they go for is still like $2,500, $3,000. So
What?
So I was like vlogging it a little bit. So I have a vlog on the sneakers for my channel. But then I was like, fuck it. Like, let me just write. I just randomly looked on historychannel.com and looked at Pawn Stars, like how to get on the show. And it was like, if you think you've got an item, send us an email and put pictures and be descriptive, blah, blah, blah. So I wrote like some William Shakespeare type fucking email to Pawn Stars, put pictures. And I was like, it'll make for a good episode either way, real or fake. And sometimes, I don't know if you ever get this feeling, but like when you just do some banging shit, like you just know it's going to like work out, or like, you know.
Yeah, sometimes the stars align and you feel it. You're like, yeah.
I've done that with jobs before too. Like I've sent off my resume and put like a letter to like the person, and I'm like, I know I'm going to get a response from this shit.
Yeah, it happens for me in golf. Like it's super rare,
right?
But every now and then you'll stand over a shot and you're like, this is going in.
Yeah.
And then you make it. And it'll be like a shot you never make, like a long pitch shot or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I send off the email. It's a banging ass email. It's got the pictures in it. I put little captions under the fucking each photo and like was like, this is why it could be real. This is why it could be fake. And then I put a picture of me at the Pawn store back in the day when I went there. Like it fucking aligned perfectly. So I'm like, I'm going to get a response tomorrow. I fucking get a response from Pawn Stars saying like, oh, thank you for your interest. Can we set up a time for a phone call or some shit? And I was like, and I was almost so G to myself, like that I knew it was going to happen. So long story short, I have the phone call with the lady. She says she's going to pass it on to like Chumley and all those people at Pawn Stars and the producers, and they're going to let me know if I'll be on the show.
That would be so cool. You actually put me on to that show, and I watched it for quite a while.
Yeah, I stopped watching it though.
Yeah, I think I only stopped when I knew for real that it was like fake.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Some phony people.
I was just like, I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing watching this anymore. But I liked it for a while. But it would be really cool if you got on there. I know the old man died recently, right?
Yeah, he died probably like a year ago now or something like that.
Well, to us that's recently now because we're old as fuck.
Yeah, he died mad recent.
Yeah.
But I told the lady, and this is for real, like I put it on my Instagram story, and mad people were hitting me up like, damn, that's crazy, blah, blah, blah. So, like, they have a story either way. If they're fake, then I look like a fucking idiot on TV because I have, like, some fake shoes, but I only bought them for $40, and they still resell. And they could bring in, like, one of their specialist people to tell me about the shoes, and then they could, like...
Yeah, it works. It works good with them. Yeah.
Yeah, and if it's real, then I have, like, some sneakers that they're going to offer me a couple $100 for.
You think they'd only offer a couple $100 for them?
Well, that's my thing is like, so she told me, so we're on the phone and she was like, well, how much would you ask for? And I'm like, well, if they're real, maybe like a G, $1,500. She's like, okay, perfect. But like the condition that they're in, which is like not pristine, I know those Pawn Stars guys are going to be like, we'll give you $200 for them. Because I also showed my hand which is what they always do. In the show, like the person will be outside and be like, "Oh, my shit is frozen in the corner."
Me too. Mine's frozen too, but at least we're still talking.
The person will be outside the store and they'll be like, "Oh, I bought this Picasso painting for 50 cents and I'm going to go ask for $5 million." And then like they go inside and they're like, "Yeah, I paid 50 cents. Why don't you give me $5 million?" And they're like, "Well, since you paid 50 cents, we'll give you $250. And like the person is a dummy for telling them how much you paid for it. So I sort of gave away my hand saying that I only paid $40.
Yeah, you did sort of give away your hand a little bit there. But still, that's awesome if you get on. There's a decent chance you will. So we got to keep everybody updated on that.
Hell yeah. That would be so dope, man. Because I remember going to the shop and it was like everything else was closed off. You couldn't go in certain sections because like, you know, that's where they sat and all this stuff. But like, if I was on the show, I'd definitely pull my meat out for everybody.
And when we go to, you could probably upload that on your channel if you end up going on, which would be awesome. Upload like parts of the episode, you know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
To your channel. Hopefully they don't copyright strike it. I don't know how tough they are with that with History Channel stuff. Some people will go easy with it. Others are like copyright trolls. But hopefully it's History Channel, right?
History Channel, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they're not too bad with it. Also, when we go to Politicon and when we go to LA, we'll have a bunch of behind the scenes stuff on my channel and on Corin's World. So subscribe to Corin's World to see like behind the scenes stuff when we do that.
I'm super excited for that, and then
it'll be a lot of fun, man. We'll have a lot of fun for sure. I'm looking forward to it.
Crazy buzz for you, man. I just feel like people are going to show out for you, and I'm a little disappointed that on the Politicon shit they sort of put you in like the third row or some shit. I'm like, yo, you guys are just fucking.
That's all right.
Like,
I actually sort of semi liked it because I didn't want my name next to some of the people who were on the top. You know what I'm saying?
Your shit should be like the big, your shit should be a size 72 font, not some like size.
Imagine they put mine in like font 112 and everybody else was like 13 underneath.
They should have. I don't know who's running Politicon, but like if you see them out there in Nashville, point them out because I might say some shit to him or her.
Hilarious.
Let's be like, yo, what are you doing? Get your shit together. Nobody wants to see fucking.
Nah, I'm honestly happy this time because there's like some names like Ann Coulter and stuff that's like up there, and I don't want to be my name to be like next to hers or, you know, Al Franken who just got Me Too'd to high heaven.
Yeah, but like they've got a bunch of fucking bozos. Like
that is true.
It's a fucking phone. Like
we'll go to the website right now. Here,
broker or some shit like that. They'll just have like some like doofus reporter.
Let's take a look.
Who's this girl? Like, who's this young girl Gretchen that's like doing the climate change shit?
Oh, I haven't been following that too closely, but I think she survived some crazy shit, and then now she's like doing trying to get people to act on climate change. Oh, Al Franken, James Comey, Donna Brazile, Sean Hannity, Ann Coulter, Jordan Peterson, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Yeah, like, I don't want my name next to, like, Sean Hannity or Ann Coulter or James Comey. Like, fuck them.
Yeah, but fuck them for not having your shit, like, first on that shit.
It's good. It's good, man. Don't worry about that. Chris Cillizza's going to be there. Oh, my God. I'll make fun of that guy to his face. Chris Cillizza, the CNN guy.
I don't even know who that is. I thought it was Chris D'Elia.
Chris Cillizza is the CNN guy who's like never said anything intelligent ever, and nobody likes him, but he still has a job, which makes no sense.
I feel like there's so much better people that they can get, like top people.
Listen, in their defense, it's super tough to like to get one of these things going. It's really hard. It really is because it's just
people's schedules and shit like that.
Everybody's schedule and trying to make it work, and you know, you got probably 1,000 people demanding 1,000 things, and who's hard to work with, who's easy to work with, coordinating it in terms of times, all that stuff, man.
Yeah, true.
But we're all set. So anyway, we'll see you guys at Politicon. Well, we'll see you sooner than that, but we'll also see you at Politicon. Anyway, love you all.
Justin Jackson, shout out. You're my guy.
Justin Jackson. Justin Jackson is the shit, man. We love you, but we'll talk to everybody later. Peace.